there's a passion that ignites us, driven by pride, daring, and the desire to excel, fueled by the high-octane love of owners, drivers, and car lovers everywhere. It's a calling for every man and woman to enjoy and live this lifestyle now. Welcome to Cars and Coffee Exposed. Here with Raz and this badass 69 VW. Raz, this thing is insane, first of all. It looks amazing. And I learned something new today. So with a VW, you've got a motorcycle engine in here?
Motorcycle engine and transmission.
I didn't know that was possible. Can you explain, please? Expound.
Well, everybody does the Volkswagen drivetrain with the Harley engine. So I wanted to do something different, so I went with a Harley motor and transmission with a jack shaft with an S10 rear end. So it's kind of complicated, but it's really not.
It's very complicated. So, like, in layman's terms, does that make it faster? Does that make it...
Well, the original Volkswagen had about 55 horsepower. So the Harley engine's pushing about 80. So that's a lot when you got so little to start with.
Absolutely. Do you race it?
No, I just got it just to
it's really cool, though.
Yeah.
So this thing, I'm sure, gets a lot of attention.
Yes.
You've been in some magazines, I hear?
Yeah, the latest issue of Ratrods magazine, issue 63. So I'm in that.
So tell everybody at home, what is a rat rod exactly?
Well, my opinion of a rat rod is you build with what you got. Or, and then you trade off stuff, and it's not really going to a store and buying something.
Right.
I mean, for instance, I got the Bug out of a cow pasture. Paid $200 for it.
Okay.
And then I sold the engine and transmission for $200. So I was back to zero. So, I mean, that's kind of what it's about. You know, you just kind of, it's one man's trash is another man's treasure. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. I love that.
That's basically how it is. And the engine, I built a drift trike, traded the drift trike for a golf cart, traded the golf cart for the donor, Harley Davidson's.
I love this. Are you Facebook marketplacing it, or what? How are you finding all this?
I do sometimes. I got a lot of buddies that.
I got you. It's so cool. I mean, is this your first coffee and cars in Augusta?
Yes, it is. This will be my first, but definitely not my last.
So what do you do for a living? Is this what you do? Are you a mechanic?
No, I actually work in logging. So.
Okay. With your hands?
No, with my hands on the joystick.
Well, it took a lot of skill to do this. I mean, have you done it by yourself?
Yeah, well, I had some help from a couple of my friends, Todd and Lee. They helped me tear it. That was the hardest part, tearing the motor and stuff out of this and out of the Harley Davidson.
Right.
But building it just kind of came easy.
Amazing. What was the inspiration behind it?
Well, I built a golf cart, kind of a golf cart, rat rod, go-kart. Okay. And kind of the same concept. The engine running down to the rear end and run it that way. And so I was like, well, if that works, then I can go this way. Yeah. I didn't want to do it the traditional way with the Volkswagen drivetrain. So I went with the jack shaft.
Pretty impressive. How long did it take you to build it?
I worked on it about a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do when people start asking you to build these for them?
Well, I'm not in the market for doing that. You know what I mean? I like to do it for myself. And,
I love it.
You know, I don't mind helping out my Rat Rod family. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. Yeah. Okay, well, Rat Rod family, you need some advice, you know who to come to. This is Raz, and we're here at Coffee and Cars in Augusta. Thanks, Raz.
Thank you so much.
Badass car.
Thank you.
Your car is stolen. A crisis for you, a tragedy for your community. Theft hurts everyone. Insurance rises, your neighborhood violated. Who will be next? But you can feel more protected and secure with the Lowjack system. Lowjack brings it back. Lowjack's vehicle recovery system will find your vehicle usually within 30 minutes. And with the recent launch of Lowjack LE, we're equipping our law enforcement partners with a safer and more efficient way to recover your vehicle. The Lowjack app creates a bond of trust, providing enhanced features designed to promote safety and convenience, and you'll always know where your vehicle is. Only Lowjack stands with this promise. Receive up to $10,000 reimbursement if your vehicle is not recovered in 30 days. Let Lowjack bring back your safety, confidence, and give you a greater driving experience. Lowjack brings it back.
What is You're Able? We are a business management system that helps create an exceptional customer experience and improves business operations. As a car enthusiast, you deserve the best, and You're Able is the common denominator. With so many detail shops, endless brands of ceramic coatings, window tint, and paint protection film, it's hard to find the right shop for the job. Shops powered by You're Able understand the care and quality that your investment requires. Avoid shops that are in the race to the bottom. If you want to identify the best providers in your area, make sure they're powered by You're Able.
Get ready for an adrenaline-fueled ride with Cars and Coffee Exposed. It's not just a show, it's a whole new automotive experience. Now's the time to claim your spot as a brand partner for the electrifying 2024 season. Partner with us to inject your brand into our high-octane episodes and connect with car enthusiasts live at Cars and Coffee events nationwide. Rev up your marketing strategy today. Contact carsandcoffeeexposed.com and let's accelerate together.
Ratrods. I'm from Baltimore, South Carolina. I have a 1955 GMC DW950 powered by Duramax diesel. It's got a Allison transmission behind it, flatbed truck, usual stuff. It's powered by tornadoes and freaking America. Got a 1966 Cadillac on the front. It's actually built for just going to Sonic and get you a cheeseburger on Saturday night. Cadillac behind it is a 66 Cadillac. Both all original. The one on the back is actually built to go collect debts. That's all it's built.
So everyone, we are here with Cindy. And Cindy, I looked at this truck and I thought, it's a Chevy. It's got a Chevy grill on it, but it's not.
No, it's a Ford.
It's a Ford, okay. And what year is it?
It's a 1940.
1940 Ford.
1940 Ford, and it has a 350 Chevrolet under the hood. So you're partially
okay.
going on a little bit.
It's a hybrid.
Yeah.
The best of both worlds. I love it. I love it. So tell us, you and your husband built this, right?
Yes.
So Bevan's Garage, is that your
That's my
business?
husband.
Okay.
His grandfather had Bevan's Garage many, many years ago in Maryland.
Wow.
So we started building the trucks in honor of his grandfather.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And so tell me, I mean, was it a junkyard find or how did it come together?
It actually, a friend of ours, we've been showing our tow truck for a while, and a friend of ours had this in pieces. And he called me up and he was like, look, I can't do it. I want to get rid of it. I want you to buy it. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Well, just so happens, my father passed away, and he was born in 1940.
Wow.
This was the day after he passed away.
So it was a sign.
It was a sign. So I told my husband, I'm like, we got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So glad you did.
So we did. We went and picked it up in pieces. It was in boxes. The fenders and the hood and all the tailgate and everything came in boxes on the back of a trailer. And we put it together.
You guys put it together.
Yes.
How long have you been working on cars?
I have been working on cars since I met my husband 43 years ago.
Brought you into the black hole of the car world. Okay.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Are you going to do anything more to it? Is it done?
It's never done. It's never done.
It never is.
No.
How fast is this thing?
I have not had it over 55.
Okay. Plan is safe. Plan is safe.
But it does have a race motor in it.
It does.
It does.
So
Yeah.
how many horsepower?
Good question.
Good question.
That's for the next interview.
We'll ask Jim when Jim.
Ask Jim when he comes up for the tow truck.
I love it. I love it. Well, we're so glad you brought it here today for us to take a look at. It's gorgeous and one of a kind. So yeah, congratulations on your build. How long did it take for you guys to build it?
About 5 years.
Wow.
In the process, though, we bought it in July, and in October, I decided I didn't want to live in Florida anymore. And I decided that we were going to move to South Carolina.
Okay.
So we had to put everything on hold
Okay.
until we got a house and a garage and
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's been in your
So
garage. You've been
it's
tinkering
been
away
tinkering
at it.
for the last 5 years.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, great job on it.
Well,
Thanks,
thank you.
Cindy. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Bevan's
you.
Garage.
Bevan Garage, and we do have T-shirts.
She's got shirts.
We have shirts.
Go support you guys. Thank you so much for being with us
pleasure.
today.
My pleasure.
I am so excited to talk about this beauty behind us. It's a rat rod. So tell us a little bit about just the rat rod culture.
I've always been in love with these types of rats, things of that nature. I built the car, found it in Caddo, Oklahoma, off Craigslist of all places. And I always wanted a patina car because I had had nice cars prior, all American steel.
Yeah.
And I wanted to keep the classic look, but yet the resto mod and a ton of power.
It's gorgeous. So yeah, talk about the power.
So the car is actually a 5.3 LS1. I bought a Suburban off of Craigslist, and I ditched the entire body of the Suburban, kept the power plant, and sold everything else. And then we put some 66mm turbos on it. Runs a 4L80 transmission that's built with a stage 2 shift kit, Ford 9-inch rear end with 3/7 gears, and I'm tuned at 6 pounds of boost on a real mild tune, and I'm getting 600 at the rear.
I love this because there's so many cars that people don't really get to enjoy, but it sounds like you get to enjoy this one.
This one's the most fun going up the highway.
Yeah.
As soon as you hit second gear, it kicks loose and it's smoke. Quarter mile behind you, getting on the highway.
Love it. You have this love of cars, and where did it come from?
I had a couple cars prior to this, and I used to dream when I was in college about twin turbo builds. I thought it was the coolest thing, and I could never afford it to pay somebody to do it, so I had to do it myself. So I've been dreaming of this car since I was 20 years old and 39 now. So
Wow, congratulations.
19 years to come to fruition, and
love it.
there's more in the future.
Is this your first build, or have you done other cars before?
I had done other cars
Okay.
previously, just a few.
Okay.
But this was the first one that I knew I wanted to keep, so it had to be cherry.
How long did it take you?
Well, I'm at 3 years on it now, and still
Still not done?
They're never done.
We've talked
Let's
to a
be
lot of
honest.
rat
Let's be
rod
honest.
owners, and they're never done. That's the beauty of these builds, is that they just, all the parts that are repurposed for these rat rods, I just find it so interesting.
I always like to go by the built, not bought.
What's your investment up to this point?
There's about 50 grand in parts.
Wow.
Yeah, as
Wow.
it sits.
But labor, I mean.
What's your time worth?
Exactly. What's your time worth?
That's right.
Well, keep working on it. It's beautiful as it is, and we
Thank
can't
you.
wait to see what else you're going to do with it. Keep us
Appreciate that.
Keep us informed.
Thank you,
Thanks so
Chelsea.
much, Corey.
Thank you.
Your car is stolen. A crisis for you. A tragedy for your community. Theft hurts everyone. Insurance rises. Your neighborhood violated. Who will be next? But you can feel more protected and secure with the Lowjack system. Lowjack brings it back. Lowjack's vehicle recovery system will find your vehicle usually within 30 minutes. And with the recent launch of Lowjack LE, we're equipping our law enforcement partners with a safer and more efficient way to recover your vehicle. The Lowjack app creates a bond of trust providing enhanced features designed to promote safety and convenience, and you'll always know where your vehicle is. Only Lowjack stands with this promise. Receive up to $10,000 reimbursement if your vehicle is not recovered in 30 days. Let Lowjack bring back your safety, confidence, and give you a greater driving experience. Lowjack brings it back.
What is your Able? We are a business management system that helps create an exceptional customer experience and improves business operations. As a car enthusiast, you deserve the best, and your Able is the common denominator. With so many detail shops, endless brands of ceramic coatings, window tint, and paint protection film, it's hard to find the right shop for the job. Shops powered by your Able understand the care and quality that your investment requires. Avoid shops that are in the race to the bottom. If you want to identify the best providers in your area, make sure they're powered by your Able.
Get ready for an adrenaline-fueled ride with Cars and Coffee Exposed. It's not just a show, it's a whole new automotive experience. Now's the time to claim your spot as a brand partner for the electrifying 2024 season. Partner with us to inject your brand into our high-octane episodes and connect with car enthusiasts live at Cars and Coffee events nationwide. Rev up your marketing strategy today. Contact carsandcoffeeexposed.com and let's accelerate together.
Welcome back to Cars and Coffee Exposed. Meet Scott Schmaltz. By day, he's a master technician working for Mercedes-Benz. But when he's not fixing high-tech cars, he goes back to the roots of American car culture. As president of the Roman Chariots, a 60-year-old car club out of Blue Island, Illinois, his mission is to keep the passion for automobiles alive for his and the generations to follow. We caught up with Scott and his Mercury 8, cruising the countryside in Crown Point, Indiana. Scott Schmaltz.
Yes.
Scott, word is on the streets that you are the man.
Yeah.
Okay, because you are like the actual president of the car club.
Yeah.
So
that's what I've been told, yes.
Which just means you do everything and you don't get any credit, right?
Sure,
That's usually what it means.
Yeah.
So Roman Chariots.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about the club.
So the Roman Chariots are out of historic Blue Island, Illinois. It started in 1964. It was a bunch of high school guys. They went to Eisenhower High School, and they were 16, 17, wanted to play with cars. So they started a car club. So it kind of went from like 64 to about 74. It started out, they did paper drives and car washes to raise money. And they did most of it for charity. And in 06, I think, a bunch of friends were renting a shop and we were hanging out and building nonsense. And we're like, we should do a car club, it'd be great, you know? So I was like, well, Dad's got his jacket hanging in the garage. So there's a couple names that I know. We tracked those guys down. They were like, yeah, that sounds cool. And so we got, the green light from them. And so we started the club back up in about 06.
So your dad was in the club.
Yep, my dad was in the club in 1966. Him and his best friend joined. And they joined a car club and neither of them had a car, which was interesting.
They had high hopes.
Yeah, and they were like, all right, well, like you guys are cool. Can you get a car? Like, can you drive to the meetings in a car? So my dad had his dad's 58 Buick, I think it was a Buick station wagon, which was, now that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
In 1964, that was not cool.
No.
So that's how he got in the car club.
Like riding up in the minivan.
Yeah, right. So
what's the core mission of the club?
the goal is just to bring back to the community, right? So we do 2 events every year since 2012. And one is at a local special needs school, and we raise all the money for their Special Olympics team. So since 2012, we've raised just over $40,000 for their Special Olympics teams. And our shows aren't that big. They get like 125 cars. But we don't take any money off the top. So whatever we get in sponsor money, that's what we have for giveaways and whatnot. And then the $20 goes straight to the charity.
So you're inspiring the next generation.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Right.
We all hope, right?
Right.
These car shows, that's what it does. How were you inspired as a kid?
So my dad was a big gearhead, but he built model cars, like AMT kits. And so there's like 500-ish in my house right now that he had built through the years. So I had learned everything there was to know about cars through models. But my dad's best friend always had something cool. He had a was like 10, 12, and he picked up a 66 Pontiac with a 329, a 4-barrel, and it was bitching, you know. Jump in the back seat, no seat belts, and never sat in, so it's all springy, and you know, he's banging gears, and you're sucked into the seat, and it was cool.
And you obviously were inspired enough to follow that path as a trade as well.
Yep. So I'm a Mercedes mechanic.
Okay.
Yep, so I work on high-end luxury cars during the day, and then old junk at night. So it's quite the difference in worlds.
Yeah, for
you know,
sure.
Dealing with super modern technology and then going to any of our old cars and having to dig through books to find out information that doesn't exist anymore. You know?
No doubt. So Scott, you've been collecting for a little bit now. What's in your collection presently?
So currently I've got a little 27 Ford Hot Rod. It's a 27 T-body on a Model A frame with a 46 flathead, juice brakes, all the right parts for a 48 period hot rod. And then my wife's got a 58 Mercury Voyager station wagon. It's teal, 4-door, hard top. It's got 383 push-button trans. It's pretty neat. And then, and this one.
Really?
Yes.
This
So
must
that's
be your favorite because this is what you brought.
It is. It is my favorite. That car and I actually have a pretty neat history, even though I've just got it last year. It's one that I've had my eyes on for a long time, so it's pretty cool.
And you drive it regularly?
Yeah, so we picked it up last year, and the guy that I picked it up from, in 30 years, he put about 20,000 miles on it. And my wife and I and my 2-year-old jumped in it, and we drove down to Oklahoma for a weekend. So we put about 6,000 miles on it last year, which was pretty good in Chicago because you only get 4 months of drive time, so we drive the wheels off of it.
You feel like going for a ride today?
I'd love to. If you're ready, we'll go.
Okay, take me,
All right.
let's go.
All right, sounds good.
So what year is this Mercury, Scott?
This is a 1949 Mercury 8.
49.
Yeah.
And you've had it for how long now?
1 year.
Oh, really?
Yep. Just bought it March of last year.
Do you like to drive into shows or like, I mean, you don't drive it daily?
Actually, I pretty much do in the summer.
Okay.
I drive it to work every morning, and it sits out in the parking lot, and I stare at it and cry because I can't drive it, and then jump back in it and go home.
You guys just ever go riding or driving?
So we actually, in this one a little bit, I'll just get up in the morning and be like, they're not going on Sunday, and we'll drive south to farmland and go find a coffee shop or something.
My daughters and I did that. We would get in the car and we would drive down and we get to a stop sign, and then I'd say, okay, left or right. And then they would say, okay, go left or go right. And we just took drives and saw so much cool stuff.
Right.
I live in Atlanta, I'm always on a highway. That just really gave us such a cool opportunity to just see the roads and just enjoy the drive and enjoy each other's company. And I feel like this is what that takes me to.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's been cool for you to do
it's
that.
cool. You know, the car is named Slowpoke, and there's a reason, because it's not fast. It sounds healthy.
It does sound, it sounds like it could go.
But, it's still just an old flathead, so it's just a cruiser, So getting out, it just loves, 60, 65.
Yeah.
One finger on the wheel, just cruising along, This has got original chassis, original suspension. It's got lowered front springs, but that's it. And I think it drives really well for what it is.
Yeah. Do you have anything else that you want to do to it that you haven't done yet?
No. So I picked this car up and I wanted this car, right? So I have no plans on changing anything about this car. I wanted it for what it is. The only thing I added were 3 stickers. That's all I changed on the car. It's got a flathead in it, which nobody runs. It's unchopped, which nobody runs. There's a lot of little stuff that it's cool for what it is. I thought it was super neat. There's enough cars out there that are chopped. It doesn't need it.
True.
There's enough LS cars out in the world that
exactly.
not everything has to be LS.
No, for sure.
Contrary to popular belief.
Yeah.
Jake built the car in 1982 in his 2-car garage, him and his brother-in-law. And he had built it for his brother-in-law. And then his brother-in-law decided it was slow and he didn't want it. So they had put it together. They Frenched the headlights, rounded the hood, shaved the doors, the hood, the trunk, lowered it, put the lake pipes on it, and actually moved the fender trim is now on the door. Filled all the holes because he knew right away he wanted flames. And he had always seen all the cars.
Yeah.
And the trim was right in the middle of the flames, kind of separates it, and he didn't like it. So he decided that that's what they were going to do.
So then he painted 3 coats of black lacquer in his 2-car garage. And then he took it to a gentleman by the name of Art Offamera, who is a custom painter. And he painted the flames on it in his 1-car garage. And I was told that this is the first flame job he ever did, which is pretty wild because it's an amazing flame job.
Yeah.
You know, that was the selling point to me on the car as I was a kid. Like, it's an awesome fade.
Yeah.
It's an attention getter. It's like wild, but not at the same thing. Like, it's cool. So
Classic.
yeah, so then they drove it around like that with a stock flathead for like 10 years. And then Jake decided he needed to not be as slow as it was. So he had Motor City flatheads up in Detroit put this one motor together for him. And it's been like that ever since. So, you know, it's been a long, long time in our area with Slowpoke cruising around.
Slow and steady.
Yeah.
Is the right. So, did Jake have all the pinstriping done on it as well? Wow.
Yep. So, a gentleman that went by DJ, local famous-ish paint striper, did all the original striping. I think he did just the red. Somebody else came after and did the white when Jake needed it touched up. So this car's got a 3-speed manual transmission, but overdrive. So right now I'm in 3rd gear. I don't know if I've ever been in a car with overdrive on a manual.
Right.
So right now I'm in 3rd, and if I get off the gas and then get back in, I'm in 3 OD. So it makes it like a 5-speed,
Yeah.
even though it's a manual 3-speed on the column transmission. It's a pretty neat deal.
I've been watching you drive it, and I'm like, okay, that's different.
Right. Yeah, it's weird the way they got it set up. It's a weird on-off thing.
Yeah.
And so like right now I'm in 2nd.
Uh-huh.
So to shift, I just get off the gas, and then back on, and now it's in overdrive. What rip? You wanted to rip? I'll rip it.
Yeah, that's what he said. Let's go. Ooh, yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah.
still just a flathead.
I love it though. Sounds like dependability.
Right.
Sounds like I could trust her.